I'm using prosthetics today, so that's likely to be a hot mess. Stay with me. Hello, my name is Blondie and welcome to Blondiewood. In today's video, we're going to talk about the film Batman and Robin. Join me as I create one of the film's most iconic looks. If you would like to know more about the products I used to create this look, links will be provided in the description box below. If you guys are new here, please make sure to look for my little pink subscribe button and hit that button for all future content. Now, without further ado, Blondiewood presents Batman and Robin. When you imagine a film production like Batman and Robin, you would think that the first thing that you would do in pre-production would be to make sure that you have a great script, that you've honed in on the storyline. That wasn't the case for Batman and Robin. In the early stages of production, Warner Brothers were working really closely with toy companies to ensure that the movie was going to profit off of toy sales. The companies even had a say in how the Batmobile was going to turn out. This may be why you see so many gadgets used throughout the film. For example, Batman and Robin having ice skates or having saws to saw through man-eating vines. Like somehow they knew they were going to have to defeat an ice-wielding maniac. It's also possibly why the film didn't do so great at the box office. Had Batman and Robin had the success that Warner Brothers were hoping for, we may have seen a follow-up called Batman Unchained or Batman Triumph. There's a couple of names floating around the internet, so I'm not entirely sure which one is correct. The film was set to introduce characters such as the Scarecrow, Harley Quinn, and the possible return of Jack Nicholson playing the Joker. Rumoured cast members included John Travolta, Madonna, Courtney Love, and Fairuza Balk. Oh, and how can I forget Jeff Goldblum? Man, can you imagine Fairuza Balk playing Harley Quinn? If you guys haven't seen The Craft, I highly recommend after you finish watching my video, go watch that next. Although Margot Robbie totally killed that role and it belongs to her now, there is no other Harley as far as I'm concerned. You have to hand it to Batman and Robin though. I don't think we would have the super dark Batman franchise that we have today without Batman and Robin. The Tim Burton movies, although beloved by fans now, were really controversial at the time because of their dark nature, and so Warner Brothers wanted to take Batman in a totally different direction and go for a more family-friendly film. And since the family-friendly approach clearly didn't work out so great, we now have the much darker Batman series today. At the start of the film, you have Chris O'Donnell yelling "Cowabunga," which is exactly where this film fits in. It's 90s, over-exaggerated everything. Batman and Robin leans into its colourful, fun aesthetic and its memorable, over-the-top catchphrases. And speaking of fun and colourful aesthetics, the production designer Barbara Ling recently won an Oscar for her latest work in Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Although the film was targeted at a much younger audience, the film wasn't without its more adult moments. Close camera angles on the anatomical-like suits, it later caused a little controversy over whose codpiece was larger. The codpiece wasn't the only appearance-based scandal. Silverstone's weight became a hot topic of conversation amongst journalists, a problem that female talent still faces today. Speaking of which, can we have a plus-size superhero already? Come on, guys. Chris O'Donnell's suit wasn't actually a Batman suit, but a Nightwing suit. Well, my symmetry's a little off, but what you gonna do? Arnold Schwarzenegger received top billing over George Clooney. He received $25 million for his role as Mr. Freeze, which at the time was a record amount. He was only on set for 25 days, and the rest of the shots were filmed by his stunt double. Uma Thurman channeled Mae West for Poison Ivy. With her Scary Spice hair buns and her campy performance, she became the standout role of the film. I think Poison Ivy, who was ahead of her time as far as environmental issues go, is really a character I would love to see brought back. Ivy was also voiced by Diane Pershing in Batman the Animated Series, and she used to work doing sexy 900 numbers. Could you think of a more perfect voice for Ivy? Schumacher's Batman movies are definitely different from the Batman movies we're used to seeing today. But I do kind of miss that comic book vibe. Don't come for me. I just really love the comic-like costuming and set design. And it also kind of bumps me out that kids don't really get a kid-friendly Batman anymore. Joel Schumacher sadly passed away this year. He brought us so many great movies: The Lost Boys, St. Elmo's Fire, Flatliners. I'll always have a soft spot for Batman and Robin. I saw that movie when I was a child, and that's really who it was made for, children. It didn't take itself too seriously, and everyone had fun with it. And frankly, we could all use a little more fun these days. Thank you so much for watching. A major shout out to the girl that made my prosthetics. I will link her Etsy below in the description box. And if you're new here, welcome. Please, if you like my content, subscribe. There's a little pink button you'll see pop up on my page for any future videos that I'm going to be doing coming into Halloween. Can't wait. Please take care of each other, take care of yourselves. Love you guys.